What's up, guys? Kevin here from thesportsgeek.com, and in this video I just wanted to go over the results from the $50 PayPal contest. Unfortunately, nobody won the contest this week, but that does mean that the contest is going to roll over to next week, and I'm going to throw another $20 on the pot. So it's going to be $70 next week, and it'll probably be the same type of contest. It might be slightly different. I might change it up. We'll see how it goes. But no one guessed the golfer that I have the most exposure to that's under 8,500. So 8,500 is Sergio Garcia. I have the most exposure to him, but under 8,500, it's actually a pretty contrarian play. And I'm just going to talk about why I took this golfer. And the golfer is Bubba Watson. And I think I had like a couple hundred responses. And there was actually one person who picked Bubba Watson, but let's see. This person submitted two entries, so he's not going to win. I said only one entry per person. Let's see if I can find it here. Where is it? Yeah, lots of entries here, and no one took Bubba Watson, which was a little bit surprising. But yeah, he's not on anyone's radar, it looks like. So this guy here, he guessed Bubba Watson, but he also guessed Roberto Castro. It's Air TV and Ask TV. And one of the quick ways that I found out that this was the same person was they posted at the same time. They have almost identical names and their business names. And then looking at that person's account, they were both created. This one was December 15th, 2016. This one was December 14th, 2016. So it's pretty obvious this is the same guy. So he submitted two entries, so he's disqualified. So nobody had Bubba Watson other than him, which again is pretty crazy with how many entries I got and how many golfers there are. So I'm going to be interested to see what his ownership is, probably around 5%. I know it could blow up in my face having that much exposure to him. I have about, I think, 28 to 30% exposure to him. And he's coming off two missed cuts. But the reason I went with him was he's 7,000. When he's in form, he's probably maybe 9,500, maybe even a little higher than that, depending on how good of form he's in. But he's not playing great right now. He still is hitting the ball well off the tee, ranked second there, but everything else, strokes gained, approach, he's awful. Around the green, he's been awful. And putting, he's been awful, but it's a pretty small sample size, 7 measured rounds for this. So very small sample size. Going back to 2016, looking at his stats, again, strokes gained off the tee, third, tee to green overall, fourth, and strokes gained total 15th. So he's a great golfer. We all know that. He's won multiple times. Just in a little bit of a funk. If you look back at the 2015 stats, first off the tee, seventh in approach. Putting was not bad in 2015, usually one of his weaker points, which is why I'm kind of worried about having him this week, knowing that the greens are supposed to be tough to read. But strokes gained, tee to green first. So again, we all know he's a pretty good golfer, just in bad form right now. But looking back at his past history, he sometimes does well off of rough stretches. So he won at the Hero World Challenge here after T35. So T35 is not too bad, but wasn't in top form and came in and won. Tied for 70th in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and then came back and won the next week. Then went second at the World Golf Championships. Yeah, so pretty good form overall there. And then if you go down to 2015, I believe I saw a couple times where he was not playing great golf, and then he came back and did well. So it looks like, yeah, so here at the US Open, he missed the cut, then came back and he won in a playoff. He shot 77 his final round at the US Open and then won the next week. Again here, Open Championship, 71, 76, and then came second. So he's a guy that it seems like if he's in kind of bad form, he can get over it pretty quick. And just 7,000 is too cheap, and I figured he might be about 5 to 10% owned. I'm a little worried about the fairways being pretty tight, and I'm worried about the putting. The greens are apparently tough to read. But again, just a great golfer overall. One of the top golfers in the world overall for the last maybe 2 or 3 years, or 3 or 4 years. So just too cheap, going to be very low owned, just hoping he can put up some low scores. And again, he has the ability to put up eagles and that kind of stuff, which is good for DraftKings scoring. So that's kind of why I went with Bubba Watson. This is the $33 contest. I did throw a couple in the higher stakes contest where I had I think two of my five lineups, I think it is, have Bubba Watson. So it'll be interesting to see. He could just have an awful week. I could see it going either way. If he starts hitting the ball off the tee all over the place, kind of, he's going to get really frustrated. And same with putting. He gets really mad with the putter and his caddy quite a bit. So it's going to be interesting to see. But that was who I went with. Kind of a very contrarian play. I didn't go all in on him. I think I have him in 30%. I think I have three guys that are higher owned than him, around 30 to 35%. But those are higher price guys. So this was my highest exposed player, under 8,500. So nobody won the contest, unfortunately, but that does mean that the pool is going to go up to $70 next week. So it's pretty good for all of you who didn't pick Bubba Watson. And look for that contest on next week's video. And if for some reason I don't do a video next week, I should get a video out. But if I don't, I'll probably do a contest on this second channel. I'll just make a video and kind of tell you guys to leave comments. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel as well. All right. Cheers. Good luck this week, guys.